You're live, bots, get the intro. What's up, Mad Dogs? Welcome to the stream, to the pod. A couple of people were asking for this last week. Things were a little wild over there, but I mean, most people know what we're here for. We're gonna have a little quick chat with the man, the myth, the legend, the Petrol Panther. So let's bring him into the fucking stream. But how are you, brother? Welcome to the show. You're on, man.
I actually can't hear you right now, bro. It's cutting out a little bit.
Oh yeah,
I might need to change room. 1 sec. Oh, it's working now.
It's good now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sweet. It's that away.
This technology is fucking
you,
crazy, man. Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. How are you?
It was just
You've been fucking
kind of, I'm good, thanks, bro. I just finished some training at home and.
Yeah, so you're stuck at home now, with the training.
Yeah.
I think there might be a little bit of a delay, which we'll try and fight.
I can still go to the beach. Give me 1 second, bro. I'm just gonna move around, and then I might need to walk around during this just for. Is that better?
Yeah, it's a bit better. Yeah. You get closer to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Yeah. So wait, I'll just stand up, bro. Sorry for the bad.
Yeah, you're good.
I'll just put this here, maybe. Yeah, so you can ask some questions if you like, bro.
Yeah, no dramas, man. Like, no, you're all good. I wanted to fucking ask. So, like, obviously after the, last week we're gonna catch up. But then what happened? You're down at the beach and they got you again, eh?
Yes. So I was at the beach on Monday. On Tuesday. So on Monday all was good. I just it was all sweet. And then I was at the beach on Tuesday. I've been at this spot, like I go there, it's like part of my morning routines. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is where it all started, bro. At the place where I go, I do some handstands, I do yoga, I meditate, I do calisthenics. It's my rhythm. And then in my life, if I flow with that rhythm, it balances everything out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can have stresses from whatever, but if I keep into these rhythms, all is good. Anyway, somewhere at the top of some law system, which is actually a thing, there's a whole bunch of new laws for COVID.
Yeah.
And it's issued under a public health order. Anyways, somewhere these laws that high up have trickled all the way down.
Yeah.
And then at the spot where I do my training, undisturbed, part of the community of people that also may not do the same training, but we recognize and say hello, and it's part of our days. Do you know what I mean? And then
so there's other cunts down there, and so where's this down at Bondi or?
This is at Maroubra Beach, and this isn't like a congregation or anything. It's just community. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are in rhythms, and then a lot of people have been disturbed with the move along. It's actually somewhat aggressive.
Oh yeah,
when you think about it.
Yeah, when the cops tell you to you have to keep moving, and then they can fine you if you don't and shit.
Yeah, pretty much. So this happened last week. On one of the day, I can't remember. It was early in the week, and I was actually exercising then as well, but I didn't think anything of it. This was the first time it happened, and then the next day, I feel like there's a difference between sitting on your phone. I was deep in meditation, bro. I just finished my training, and I was in the sun, and then I got interrupted during that by 3 cops. I looked up, whoa, there's 3 cops around. This was last week. This is what made me want to go to the protest. And then there's a lot of other factors affecting why people go to protests. And I've got I've got a list but not that many reasons. But like pretty much, my benefits from the government right now. I don't like to be like needing benefits from the government, but I'm on job seeker from last year. I have worked for myself for many years, and then this last COVID outbreak, it lasted like 5 months.
Yep.
And I feel like what it does is, like, I'm not sure if people realize it, and the people that are on the $600 disaster payment now, you know, you might not get it until there's another lockdown, but I only get $600 per fortnight. And there's a whole bunch of people that have had this happen as well. And they're probably the ones that are at the protest. But when it started, like, I was okay about this, you know what I mean? Like, I got it, but then my routines got interrupted as well. And like, that was the reason why I went to the protest. And like, there's a whole, like, there's many communities and families, like, in, you know, a bit of, like, I got a job in construction, and then I got cancelled straight away. I was supposed to be starting
sorry, bro.
Well, so yeah, it's just had a big impact, and like
So, like, I was talking to a couple of like on the pod I did last week with them, like with a couple of people that were like real strongly against the protest. And I was like trying to explain to them that it wasn't just, you know, it's not just one group of people. You know, like you said, there was quite a few communities down there, you know, different people with different gripes against, you know, COVID, lockdowns, vaccines, government, all this other shit. You know what I mean? It's not just one facet. You know, there's heaps more to it than just, you know, you can't just paint everyone with that same brush. But man, yeah, I mean, I feel you. Like, especially like if you're running your own business, and you know, I run my own business as well. Like, I run stand-up shows, which are just like live shows. So like they've been completely cut, and like, well, 5 minutes late because I was 2 hours. It took me for the second time today to get a hold of Service New South Wales, bro. They're just fucking everything up. Like, everything's fucked. So like, I completely get it, man. Like, fucking, I mean, I was talking to my boys today. I was fucking mad. The protest. I mean, if it was today, like if it was tomorrow, well, I mean, and I know there is sort of, you know, there might be one tomorrow, whatever, but like the rage of being on hold for 2 hours to get told to go to someone else, for me, is just like pushes me right over the fucking edge. And like, I got no financial assistance at the moment, really. I'm like, I have to wait and fight for it and get all this accounting shit done. It's fucking nightmare. But yeah, but I know people like yourself that have like, you know, it's like a strict routine that like you're saying with those flows that needs to be like the steady base before everything else. And if that gets fucked, everything starts flying out of whack. So I feel you, man. I mean, fucking, yeah, it's just nonstop, eh? Can't even meditate down by yourself without getting fucking hassled.
Yeah, so that's where I see a slight concern. And then, yeah, after this happened on the Tuesday, so on the Tuesday this week, after having had the event happen on the weekend where I got charged with the public health order. So all of this stuff, this public health order stuff, is actually like, there's a whole new bunch of laws and stuff. And then like, I could even read you what the police report says, bro. It's very like, should I do that? Do you want to?
Hey, if you want, man. Yeah, if you want. I've got, man, we're in lockdown. I've got all the time in the world. Go for it if you want.
I'll just read it like, and I'm not, once again, I'm not doing this to talk shit and like whatever, but these laws are actually somewhat concerning, I reckon. Give me 1 sec. There's a whole bunch of different ones. This is from last week.
You reckon they're gonna keep him in after all this is sort of like said and done?
Sorry, say again.
You reckon they're going to keep some of these like extra powers they've given him once it's all said and done? Like they always do it. Like you know, always whenever shit happens like this and it gets serious, they add new laws, and then like they just they say it's for that moment in time, but then it's forever.
Yeah, well, like I've noticed this like gradually since I was a kid. I just remember after the enemy was like terrorists and like blah blah blah, like and then I guess like it allowed like a large effectively like taking over a country, you know, in other words.
Yeah, true. Like, yeah, invasions and over surveillance, everything.
Yeah, and like stuff like that, and that's just gradually been happening. But yeah, this one's probably, in terms of that whole surveillance control stuff, I reckon these laws are actually a little bit concerning because people seem to be okay about just allowing these to get passed so that they're, safe. But we got to look at it in a sense that, like, we probably know lockdown. All right, cool. Lockdowns, we can say maybe they're going to stop the spread of the virus. Yeah, it makes sense. But then locking down specific businesses, I don't think that this is a good idea, because then it's taking the money out of the people, bro. That's what it's doing. And they just do this. And then, like, how many shops have you seen shut in the last year or on this lockdown? Like, probably a bunch.
Yeah, businesses like just going under. Even a couple of my mates have lost, their venues and shit. It's like you can't survive it, and the government assistance isn't enough. So what do you say? Like, so you reckon like when they shut down some and not all of them, it should just be a cold and hard one. Like everyone gets shut down at the same time. We all fucking go like have a breather, or
I think that I actually don't think they should be shutting down like all industries like this, like specifically outdoor activities or whatever, shouldn't be an issue. And then people should be given the choice, like, all right, there's a disease going around, you can get vaccinated or you cannot get vaccinated. Or alternatively to that, there's two like therapeutical cures. So not like vaccine or cure. They're like oral tablets, hydroxychloroquine. And Clive Palmer, who's like I remember, quote me on it because it's there. He bought enough doses for every person in Australia to have this specific drug. Last year, it was all like when Trump was talking about it. Look, I'm not a pharmaceutical expert, but that's an oral form. Like, take this, get better.
The option should be there.
But you're like, here, government, here, you can take these. It'll make you sick, or it'll make you better when you're sick, or just don't take it and you might die. But it'll cure you, so it's up to you. But then there's the other one, ivermectin. I know similar things. Apparently, it cures it, or it has almost the same effect as a vaccine, if not better. Anyway, these two are like oral. Like oral, like you eat it. And then like when we like, let's talk about like just the concept of drugs in general. Okay, you've got like oral drugs, and you got the ones that you inject,
and the suppositories
that you inject. There's it,
and the ones up the bum. I love a cheeky shelf.
All right, we'll do the vaccine with the fucking one of these ones. We'll get like a note. No, jokes.
Little cheeky cap up the ass.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, like when we look at it in this like instance, if we're injecting, a drug into us, we're looking at like a way more significant effect that's going to have on your, like, it's not going through your digestive system, it's like into your organs, like your skin, your muscle, whatever. So like vaccines, like they could be like good for some things. Like I've had a tetanus shot when I cut my hand, like on metal and like stuff like this. I get it. I'm just like
if you can, sorry to interrupt you, Wardy, turn your light on for me if you can, bro.
Oh yeah, easy, bro.
You got some that's all right. I don't have the chat on for you just in case because it would get distracting, but you got like Alexander Isaac, I think a mate of yours in here, Liam John Watts, a couple of the boys there and checking it out. So when you inject it, it's way more serious, and it definitely it hits harder. It's got that mainline shit, I've fucking shot up before, but not a vaccine, but that's a long time ago. But yeah, man, it's I see what you're saying. Yeah, it definitely it's making big changes quick.
But like, just on the level of like, okay, so you've done that before, right? On that level, you were like, oh, I'm gonna try this, I'll do it. I'm gonna do it to myself. Like, you've sought out like whatever that was, and then you've done it, and you've like, I take full responsibility if like whatever, but like this is like some who is like the person that's like in the top of that says that everyone needs to get, like, this is a big thing. Like, humanity after this is like either vaccinated or not vaccinated, and there's like different vaccine groups. That's it. That's the scenario. Like,
It
there's a lot of people in the
segregates.
world, like, yeah.
So
but yeah,
it will separate us, between like it's already starting to happen, like overseas, where it's like you can't come in unless you're vaccinated, like into certain businesses, venues, establishments. So I mean, it might not be mandatory to have like a vaccine passport and all this sort of shit, but it sort of is, because like they're just gonna make it so like you can't get in anywhere without one, which is pretty fucked. I mean, people should have the choice.
I agree with that. Like, I don't know, in this specific scenario, I feel like there is actually like a set of laws above all laws that we have now. They're like, the new commandments, almost like they're like under the name public health order, but there's like, the concept of like a new world order that gets passed down. I reckon it's this, to be honest, because they stop you from gathering together. It puts you like in a position where you can be moved on. And then if you get warned to do that, you can get arrested after like, whenever. And then if you get arrested, you get bail. Then you're like a little lead, like, it's pretty interesting. Like, and this is like, like this is what happened on my report. On Tuesday, 27th July, the accused was sitting on the steps of Maroubra Beach. Outside the Last Haven Club, the accused remained stationary watching videos on his phone. The Public Health Temporary Movement Gathering Restrictions Order 2021, made by Minister for Health and Medical Research, order is current and remains in place until Friday, 30th July 2021. That's extended now as well. Police were hailed by a witness who informed police that the accused had been seated there for some time. Police approached the accused, introduced themselves by name, rank, station, and asked the accused what he was doing. The accused informed police he was watching videos of himself exercising. Police informed the accused that this was not an acceptable excuse under the public health order, and that he was to supply his name. The accused refused, so police arrested the accused in order to establish his identity. Police, shortly after the accused's photo card, and conducted inquiries into the accused's history. Police observed a recent event which indicated that the accused had been issued with an infringement for attending the protest 3 days earlier. At the time, police were not aware that the accused had above bail conditions and believed that an infringement would be the appropriate cause of action that the accused was released at the time. But at the time, they didn't include this. There's a whole bunch of people there that were like, he actually was exercising. Like, I can do a press handstand, like, and now when I do it, it's like, I've ingrained that there, you know what I mean? It's like the spot, and there's people that have seen that growth, and then we like say hello to each other. I was doing it. They've gone, like, walked past and gone to the end of the thing, which is, less than 2 minutes walk. Cuffed, 3 cops around me. Like, I just sat down to watch the form on it. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like,
I mean, that's a part of the exercise, I guess. Like, I mean, I don't like cops, but
even on that level, like, what kind of world are we in where someone even disturbs you for that?
Why the fuck? Yeah, that's so over the top, man. Like, they don't even know if you're done exercising or not, realistically. So, like, you could be getting up and going again, doing another handstand or whatever, some other wild fucking balance and shit. Yeah.
But even in that instance, like, to get arrested over that, or even on the weekend, we actually don't have the right to protest now. It's illegal. If you have a look at these laws, there's a whole bunch of them, like, and if you, like, I don't know, you can actually get in trouble for it. And I'm actually somewhat alarmed because, like, the other night after that happened, I felt like, because the community were there, it was like, he was exercising, man, and then they let me go. But then they came back, he's on bail, so we can just come here at night. And then I got arrested. I was overnight in this station. I had to get a lawyer and all this shit. Like, it's a bit of a fuck around, like, but when they came to my house, they came I just walked in from out the back, and there's like 3 cop cars out the front, and then they've like gone and circled the house and shit. I was like actually somewhat alarmed, like
Yeah,
like,
it's
I was
fucking
like,
sketch
like,
as, bro.
a bit like weird, you know, like, but I don't know.
So they're all over you, right? Like, I reckon it's so. I mean, obviously, from the the protesting, it seems like they're fucking sort of like they recognized you and they're like hassled you. You know, they're trying to just fucking fuck you up. You know what I mean? They're trying to bust anyone that was at that protest. But with those anti-protest laws, that came in back when like heaps of my community were fighting that anti-lockouts. So like the lockout laws for like going into clubs and pubs and shit. So when we had like a protest with that, then like they fucking put in these new protest laws that you couldn't protest anymore. Like just after that happened, like after our protest, like a day or two after, it was fucking crazy.
Imagine if they tried to do lockdown prior to having done lockouts. Everyone was kind of used to not doing anything anyway, and then it's like,
yeah,
it's pretty crazy, man. Like when you think about it, like the world where we are right now. You get too used to that fucking government payment, and then the lockdown gets extended until I think we came out of lockdown in September last year or late August or something.
Yeah.
It was about that amount of time, so it's enough time that all your work routines, you're not shit, but you're a little bit complacent and you're a bit used to being in your own energy now. But some of your drive, or also people don't have as much money the second time when you go out and get your business up again because they're still finding their feet. Like it does actually fuck with that in the economy. And then I know that like we can, like I'm sure we can all adapt and whatever, which we use, like we probably have to do with like online stuff or whatever. But yeah, it's just a definite shift and it's deliberate. And then like I don't know, these laws can actually. I don't know. I just shared that with you because that could happen to other people, and just be wary of that. Like,
yeah, definitely. All the move ons and shit. They can fucking just for sitting down. Like, when do you draw the line? Is realistically, I guess, the question that like all of us have a different line to draw and you know stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm against it. I've always been against them, but it's just like it is fucked. But man, yeah, they're all over you. So what I wanted to run through with you, man, was on the day, like, because obviously you were down there, and I only found out about the protest and shit afterwards. But so I wanted to see, like with your fire breathing and shit, do you busk with that, or do you just like, is that just like your own thing that you do? Like, are you in the city like normally? Yeah,
I have done it in the city before. I've had a busking license in the past as well.
Yep.
I've done like some street shows, and I can do a good street show.
Yeah.
But I can do a good one. I've done it before. There's place like near mine, and I've done it there. And people have seen it at different times, like over probably this year mainly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But on this one, like the protest was moving and shit. Like from the terms of doing a fire show, normally you need to be like, all right, I'm gonna set up this space, and then I'm gonna like do all of this. Then I'm gonna like dip my props, and then I'm gonna like wait until the time's right, and then I'm gonna light it, and I'm all good, you know. Like this particular time, there was the protest moving, like, and then like then it stopped. There's people fucking bickering and like with the police, and the police are like with horses and shit. Like there's actually like I reckon there's a level of aggression that's increased on the police front around these laws, and they're frustrated with protests. I reckon. Like when I was in the police station, they just think protesters are idiots. But for us, in this particular time, it shows that there's people that are also feeling what's going on. But I don't know about this protest tomorrow for other people. Anyway, this was happening. There's a lot of energy. Definitely not the time to do fire. Then the
yeah, probably not. Shit's kicking off.
And then so cut out for a sec. The crowds got all split up, and then one was directed this way, but the bulk of the crowd was still at town hall. And then I realized, I was like walking this way, and I was like, wait a minute, everyone's like, there. I'm gonna dip now. So I quickly dipped, and then like these crowds like started to like turn back as well, and then like I don't know, I just had my shit. It was in a towel, like wet towel, so I could put it out, and then had all my shit in the bag, and then I walked in, and then some boys were just like, "Let's go!" Like, and then that was the time, bro, and I was just like, down, boom, like, and then that was it. It was like really in the moment.
Yeah, man.
I've had mixed reviews on it, like constantly talking shit. Like I'm like, shut up, you can't, you don't get it. Like, but it's like, yeah, I was just like, I bought them. The crowd were there. Like I was with the crowd, like doing the protest as well. I was chanting for our freedom. People were there chanting for your rights, for your freedom, for your choice, for your health, for your like, for your whole. Yeah. Everything. You don't get it.
Yeah.
But then they're like, 3,500 people. There's literally like so many, like fuck. Like,
I was saying that as well, man. Like 3,500 is no fucking joke, man. It's like, especially during this time, like there would have been heaps more that wanted to come that couldn't or chose not to, you know what I mean? And I mean, that's the thing. I can agree with the sentiment as well. I fucking hate this government and what it's doing. And like, I'm big against them, but you know, I just still fucking seems a bit red hot to go down there. Fucking whether punching on cops and shit, but fuck. I mean, a pop plant to the cop's head. That I mean, you hate to see it, but you love to see it.
It was interesting though. There was a moment of when all of that was happening. There was this distinct moment where some people were saying like to the police, "You serve us," and
I saw some videos of that.
There's been some form of shift where that's no longer the case. And it was actually quite sad, and that's why emotions were really high, I reckon. That's why, and then people were like, you had to, you know, show them like,
give them a bit of a towel up, fuck it.
Serving, like, and then it's interesting, man. Like, I don't know, that's what I mean. Like, for me, it wasn't the right time, and I don't by any means want to take the fucking center point with that whole protest, because there's probably stuff like that which was realized there. That's why I fucking on the news I haven't barely spoken about it. Yeah. But like, I don't know. And then people need to realize that, like, as well, these police officers, they've got to enforce this shit. Some of them actually enjoy doing it. Some of them don't.
Yeah, you're saying that as well. When we were chatting before this, man, you're saying that, like, obviously, like, a lot of them know what they're doing, and a lot of them don't. A lot of them are like, it's two ways. Like, just like you can't paint all the protesters under one brush and be like, oh, they all believe this. You can't, like, not all cops. I mean, all cops are bastards, but not all cops are fucking, you know, are doing the wrong, like, in it for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? A lot of them are just. I mean, I've had some good cops, like few and far between, but like, you know, there are some good ones out there, but it's just, you know, sucks that just like the protesters, some of the bad ones or some of the shit that kicks off causes the rest of them to look fucking terrible. It's like fucking, that's the same thing. So like they can't do that with you guys, like with the protesters, sorry, not you guys, but with the protesters as a whole, when they're dealing with the same issue in their own force. Like, you know, you got, you know, strip searching minors and all this other fucked up shit they're doing. But yeah, man. So yeah, so you cruise on down there, fucking, you know, just to be like, you cunts are on our backs too much. This is getting out of hand. What's going on here? Go down to, you know, fight for the freedoms and stuff. And so it gets down to town hall, and then it started like kicking off. Like cunts started getting a bit rowdy, like a rowdier, you know, physical.
Yeah. So people, like, it just came to this point, and it was like the police were enclosing everyone in this one spot outside town hall with horses around and whatever, and like everything like that, like riot squads and stuff. And then I can't exactly remember how it started, but it was kind of like people were chanting, you serve us, like freedom. And I get it, like, because you're getting a whole society of Australians right now. Like, we've noticed over time, like, I don't know, some children that were born after 2000 might not even realize it, but like, I'm 92 birth, so I'm 28.
91 for me, bro.
You're 91?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, bro. Older than me.
Yeah, fuck.
How old are you? 29? 30 or
30 this year. Yeah, 30. I turned 30 in April.
Oh, yeah, 60. Nice.
Yeah, well, we're pre 9/11 and shit, like, which is wild.
Yeah,
we're pre-internet.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, and only just like by like a few years,
Yeah.
but like, just the level of like, surveillance, whatever, at schools, even you're checking in, you start doing that, you're getting used to it. Then it seems, then there's like a border around the school all of a sudden on every school, and then it's all to keep everyone safe, and then like, I don't know, just there's a safety culture. Like, I don't know. It's not so relevant to this specific thing, but that's at the protest. People were saying that it got heated, but I kind of said it a little bit more earlier. But you asked more questions. I don't know.
Nah, you're all good, man. You're doing fine, bro. Obviously people there different reasons. So I mean, fuck it, man. I mean, the shots of the fire in the crowd is nuts. Obviously, it pulls the protest more back in, which is funny because like they all start splitting out, and then like your fire show starts fucking bringing them back in, bringing them back around.
Well, no, everyone's coming back there as well. Like, I got arrested around then, so that was about 2. I don't know what happened for the rest of the protest, but I heard it was cool. You know what? It was really good to go there. I felt like the people there, although they were all people, like some I didn't even know, like almost all of them except like a few, Yeah,
I know a few. I know a few hooligans down there.
Yeah, they're all like, I don't know, like if I think of health, like of the mind and body, these people like indicated more of this than a lot of what I've seen. Outside of that, and they really care about everyone else's ability to choose their own pathway for health, because it seems to be a lot of propaganda at the moment. Like the fact that your TV even suggests anything about you getting vaccinated at all, that's like a big like it's a big thing, like, because if you like how much of what's happening in the country, like you can see it now coming outside of the TV in front of us, but like I don't know,
we are losing a lot of free choice and stuff like that for sure, especially when it comes to something as serious as that.
Yeah, like mind you, we'll see what happens with COVID, but I honestly reckon that, assuming that I don't know anyone that's got it, but I've heard that it's real and I believe it's real.
Yep.
But either way, all these laws and shit, like the laws being enforced, like to the level of like how many people you can seeing your own family, like people are scared, and that's partially why some people spoke to me. They're like, yeah, we can feel like we haven't seen our parents in ages. One of them's had a kid, and like couldn't see these little kid couldn't see the parents, and I'm like, I didn't think about it from these perspectives and stuff like that. But even then, it's like it's such a big thing for this to happen. Like, there's no like level of like it's taking away your routines with work and making money. There's a high chance that a lot of the workplaces that shut down, if they were to reopen, they could be owned by the state. Do you know what I mean? There's like all these buildings that are going to go empty, offices which will go empty and stuff like this. And then like the ability for them to like, own all the main shopping centers, and then all the, like, I don't know, everything you buy.
Real estate takeover. Yeah, I can see what you're saying there. Where like they start like, and I mean they can do that in other ways, like with loans and stuff like that. Like they're giving out all these loans and stuff to businesses that are struggling because of this, and then ultimately, it's like until that loan's paid off, technically it goes back to the government owns a portion of it. So I mean, there are definitely ways that they can do that, and I do feel you in that sentiment of losing control of the free choice, and also who's checking the people putting this in. You know, we've got no way to push back realistically, or there's no debate about it either. Like there's not much chat. There's not much debate going on. It's just like this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. Like I read yesterday, man. Like with the towers, there were two towers of the two towers of apartment blocks that got locked down in Victoria, and their health expert had like 15 minutes to decide on like lockdown or not lockdown, and it's like without that doesn't include all the like human rights violations and stuff like that of lock them in there with no like food coming in and out or like anything like that set up yet. So they just sort of locked them down and then figured it out afterwards, which I mean, I'm sure some people would say it is the right thing to do. Some would say it's not, but it is. I mean, it's a wild time we live in, man. It is wild. What happened when they fucking, because like you're breathing fire? How'd that go down? That like how'd they arrest you while you like breathing fire? Did they fucking tackle you or some shit? It looked pretty rough down there.
I actually it seemed like it happened real fucking quickly, to be honest. But
yeah,
I kind of got stunned when they came out with that. It was like, I can't see anything, and then I'm just like hauled away. And then one of them was on my left side and like twisting my wrist a little bit.
Yeah,
and, like,
they love a little fucking.
You know when they like pull you like this, like that one of them was doing that. Like yeah, he did that. It wasn't that bad. The other day at the beach when I got handcuffed, but that was a bit more emotionally charged, I reckon. From that specific cop, it honestly felt like he went there to aggravate me. He pulled my earphones off. Do you know what I mean?
Yep, like ripped them out. Oh, fuck that shit, man.
Yeah, like
gross.
But on the weekend, like I think it was kind of random that I did that. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. Like,
yeah, it fucking was, dude. Like, it's fucking wild.
I was in the fucking jail and then it came on the news. I was like, did they really put me on the news? Like it's so random, but like
they got some sick shots.
Yeah, like it's pretty random, but I don't know. Like I've got to sort out myself legally now, which is a bit annoying. But you know, like I don't know. What are the benefits that could happen? I feel like for me, telling you about these laws, we should all like figure out a way before these are like 100% locked into our culture. They should be reviewed, because I actually reckon that it may or may not happen, but it can be used in a way to pretty much just like put you in. It actually said put you in detention centers.
Oh wow! Just from fucking just from not moving on and shit like that, eh?
Yeah. It said in one of these court papers. It said something like, something. It said detention something or something like that.
Yeah, it's fucking yeah. Yeah, you got to go through it all, and research it. I mean, fuck, you got to. They're fucking all over you.
It's just interesting. Like, so I don't know. My message out of this would be like, just it sounds like this protest tomorrow, if you go to it, you just get arrested or something. And then
it's fucking red hot, man. They got the army in there now. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts. Like,
but it's pretty crazy, because the only reason people want to protest is because they're emotionally in a place of despair where they're seeing, like what I'm telling you right now. They're experienced. They might have children. They got nothing. You know what I mean? They can't work. They're locked in like their house almost. Like, so I don't really know what to say. It hasn't really hit the fan or anything, but it could. And then I'm just be wary of that. Like, I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't. But these laws.
Man, I hope it doesn't kick off and like people don't get hurt and shit like that. Like it's gonna suck. And then it's like it's also long term of like it takes fucking forever, especially with like we should still lock down. Like for the legal side of it, like it's just hanging over you for ages. Like you don't even know when you be able to go to court to sort out like to fight for yourself in this shit. And like it's just such a fuck around. But I mean, obviously it is worth fighting for your shit. But I mean, tomorrow with the army there, man, I think it's fucking, red hot. Like, I hope people just, make their own decisions, but fucking be careful, eh? Like, I'm not here to tell anyone what to do at all. So like, but I'm just saying, like, fuck, if you are doing it, just be careful, I guess. And fucking good luck. Fuck, it's gonna be wild if things. I mean, they're bringing in the army for it, so it's. I mean, they obviously probably have word that there's probably heaps of cunts going down there. I mean, they wouldn't have really brought the army in otherwise.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess like, I with protest, what I gained from going to that one personally was the ability to see that there's people that were feeling like there's something not right. It's not like other protests, like lockout laws. That was its own form of protest. Like that was just like people with like their right to do that, but so much more has been taken in this than with that. Yeah. And that was also to keep you safe too. Do you remember? It was to keep you from the
everything's always to keep you safe.
The coward.
Yeah, the three that happened in 5 years.
Yeah, and it's like, that's the way you can look at it as well. Like in timeline, all right, the world's free, the world's open. You can fly here, you can fly there. Everyone's pretty chill. No one's like. The only time that people really were arguing about the government at all was when the elections were on. And they're like, this guy's better, that guy's better. There's some people talking about environment, like we've seen, like our country's leaders just let's go back into the Great Barrier Reef and like mine that. Let's mine right there. Like, mate, like. They're already doing dumb shit, and then anyway, outside of that, it's irrelevant but valid still.
Very valid, yeah.
Like until these lockdowns came in, even with the lockouts as well, that's when your rights started to get taken. But even before that, like I don't know, like just in time, it's like how long does it take for us to get used to being in the house, and then how long does it take to take more from you? Do you know what I mean? Because like human,
that's what I was saying about that line. Like, where does it stop? And when each person has to make the decision on when they push back, I guess, and like what they're going to push back on, but and how they're going to push back, I guess. But yeah, you are right, man. It's just they're not giving more. They've never given more freedoms. They're only ever taken them. Yeah, which is fucked.
And it sounds good when you get on the disaster payment and I don't know, I get how like there's so many other people where I'm at right now, because I got on the job seeker last year, and when at the time it was $1,200, and then it goes down to $600 this year on this lockdown, and you can't get more. But there's other people that were working, then they're out of work, so then they get on that. Like it only takes a few more lockdowns, and then that's where that universal wage comes in, but that probably be fuck all. And then
this government it takes them fucking months to give you scraps, you know what I mean? So I mean, they're not going to do shit like that. They're fucking greedy dogs.
We can like I guess like I don't know. For me, I haven't dabbled too much in online stuff. This might be an opportunity for me to do that as well. Like we have to. I don't know, adapt to whatever the world's doing, whatever. But it's a bit sad, and this could be like the end of what we know as a thing. So just be like wary. I don't know how we could protest if it got worse, or what. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe just people, if you're watching, like consider how. I don't know, if it was to get worse, how could you do anything about it if you can't protest? And then how can you do anything about it if you can't see anyone else? How can you do anything about it? Because on the internet, it's nothing like.
It's nothing. It doesn't. Just close it. Well, look, man, we'll wrap it up in a sec. But I want to hear your favorite Doof story. You go to Doofs quite a bit, yeah?
Favorite Doof story?
Yeah, I miss Subsonic, but yeah, fucking give us your favorite doof story, and then we'll wrap up and we'll shout out some of the cool yoga shit and fire shit you're doing. And yeah, Instagram's been up here the whole time.
Oh, that's a big question. Favorite doof story.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Doesn't have to be number one. You can give us one of your top 10. I'm sure there's heaps.
Like they're just being like, I just went to a whole bunch recently. Oh, you know what? This is Earth Frequency. This is of relevance. I reckon it's the last one I went to. Yep. I didn't perform fire at this. I went there and I just went there for fun. Because I perform at a whole bunch of festivals and I did a whole circuit of them leading up to it.
Yep.
And it's really cool, but like doing the fire, it's great. I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, my mate's seen you do the fire at a doof, like at the Rabbit's Eat Lettuce, the one that came after that. So he was telling me about it. He's like, fuck, yeah, I seen him down there doing that. Yeah, so I was like, oh, fuck.
Missing piece or whatever. Yeah. That was a good one, actually. Yeah, there's a amazing community of artists and people around Sydney and in Australia and the world. Actually, I've been to some overseas as well. It's like a tribe which exists beyond any race or culture. It's just like love and music and movement. That's
connectivity of a fucking doof is you can't beat it, man. It's like everyone's one. It's mad vibes. Yeah. So give us your Earth frequency story. Go for it.
Well, at this one, I like the way it just contextually differences of it. I was like there without having to focus on like doing the fire at some point. So like I was able to like, you know, like party a bit and like hang out and chill. Yeah. I didn't have to be like, oh, I'm gonna go here at this time or anything, like be sober at that time either. But anyway, I had some amazing dance floor moments, which I feel like maybe I had neglected by doing the fire and having to do that on the, you know, main night at fucking 9 p.m. or something, or on the, like I was able to like, I don't know, it was just beautiful. I was dancing with a whole bunch of mates that I've met over the last like, you know, 10 years. And like some of them are like quite close mates. And then, yeah, just that, like, I don't know, I felt like I tuned into my body there. Like it was great.
Yeah, fucking nice.
I could actually see energy. Like this is the only, I'll say this is the primary moment that I've seen energy, and I'll describe what it looks like. And it was on these dance floors at around sunset. And there was like the air was like heavy.
Yeah.
It had like, you could see speckles in it. Like,
yep.
But it wasn't like glitter. It was like dense, like almost like, you know, when you have a fire and then above it, it's all like just like a candle or the air. It was like that, but different. And I could feel it in my body, and it felt like my body became like denser, and like just the energy that was inside it elevated. Like I actually, it's called Earth Frequency, but fuck mate, that felt like there's a buzz there. Like, and then I was just with different people at these times, and it was really special. And it made me realize that like that's probably where our we've come from, like these, like, you know, gatherings where these kind of experiences happen around like dance floors and fires and all this stuff. And that was really special. I had so many good moments at these things, like, but
same.
It's hard to put them all on the head.
Yeah, put them all on the list. Like, bro. I know. I feel you. I had a similar thing down at Subsonic where it's just like everything sort of clicked in, and like the vibe and me vibing just sort of melded as one, and then it was just like everyone around all got in the same like frequencies. It is fucking something that you can only sort of really experience when you're there. You can't really, like, you can explain it to someone that's not been to it before, but it's never going to translate. You have to have experienced it. All right, man.
It's a first-hand kind of thing.
Yeah, man.
Like, it's pretty cool. We're I feel like that's a part of society which hasn't always been there, but it's like one that I reckon is incredibly like, I don't know, it's actually amazing, man. Like, it's cool. like it's probably like in many ways got like roots in the way that they're all come together is probably in many ways how we would have existed in like
how
prior to,
society started and stuff. Yeah,
like
that's what. Yeah,
like,
I get that vibe as well for sure.
Yeah, it's cool. Anyways,
awesome, man.
Thanks for having me on the show. And
no dramas, bro.
Yeah, peace out, and yeah, hopefully
catch up another time for sure.
Away from here, but
you'll be all right, man.
Have the opportunity to speak about stuff, and thanks for having me.
Always welcome, man. Thanks for coming in. Let me just get you out of here. There you go. Awesome, guys. So there's a little interview there with cheeky 50 minutes with the Petrol Panther. So follow him at Petrol Panther. Legend does like yoga stuff, like courses and all this other cool shit where, you know, you can teach you how to do yoga, or you can do yoga as a group. Normally, obviously, hasn't been really, obviously, with everything going on, things aren't happening in groups too often. But stay in tune. He does DJ mixes as well, I saw, which is pretty sick. But yeah, jump in, follow the boy. And I wanted to ask him about his ink, but I'll get a rundown on that when we meet in person after all this shit blows over. But yeah, man, tune in, chillz.com.au to subscribe, share it with your mates, and fucking oath. Cheers, legends. Boom.